Hey everybody, what is going on? Mellowlink here. So, um, this video is pretty much like, I wouldn't say it's like, a rule book to go by, but I just thought it would be interesting to make a video on some on-hit traps. Like, a lot of people know a lot of the, block string traps, like, running two on block, for example, back one plus two on block, stuff like that. But on hit, I mean, a lot of people don't actually pay attention to that. And if there's like viable options you can use while on hit and the other person presses, I mean, why not, right? It's pretty much like doing a frame trap, but it's just on hit. Um, so, just a few things I wanted to start off with. So, first of all, 2-1 here. As you can see, it's +6. That's actually very decent. So compared to his other 10 frames, we got 1-3, which does more damage by 3, but it's only +1. So you don't have much of an advantage there. The best you can get is like a 1-2-1 counter hit, but that's very risky, obviously, because it's -14. Um, and his 1-1 is actually +7. So I'm going to go through that in a minute, but for now, 2-1. What can we do with 2-1? Well, there's actually a few things we can do. So, obviously, the safest and probably the most effective one would be down forward 1 after it. 13 frames, +7 on hit. Obviously safe on block. No risk to that. Everyone knows that one. That's fair enough. But, what I thought about was, for example, if you do 2-1 and you get him on hit, this string here, 15 frames, you don't lose anything from it. If you do get a counter hit, obviously you get both of them guaranteed. 33 damage. That's actually quite a bit for no risk. You know what I mean? There's no risk involved in that at all. And if you actually react to it, so like for example, if you see like the opponent reacts like, well, obviously not that. I don't know why that came out, but we'll do jabs. You can react to the counter hit and you get 50 damage. That's heaps. So I reckon that's a pretty good option because 50 damage just off no risk at all. Obviously the risk is in the high, but if you're reacting to it, there's no risk. Otherwise, just you can stop it back 4-2. Or if you're feeling like they're pressing a lot after 2-1, you can actually do back 4-3, which actually gets you a knockdown and a wall splat, so that's pretty good. Also, I wanted to note as another option, if you're feeling risky, there's obviously more risk in this, just like maybe after you use it more than once, but as a first time use, I doubt anyone's going to duck this. So you can do up forward 1. So that's 15 frames. So like if we do that, there you go. So obviously the frames don't lie, and off that you can get a number of things. And the only risk really there is if they duck like straight after, or they do a dick jab after being on hit. Obviously back 4-2 is the least amount of risk, but you can even get raise drive off that. So if you're in a dire situation and you do this and they retaliate, that could actually get you the win. So, then I wanted to talk about, so for example, these are all 15 frames, so these are all very simple, low reward but low risk as well options. So you can do 3-1, you got 18 damage for that. Down back 2-1, so you can actually confirm this sort of for 22 damage. Or you could even just do down back 2 if you wanted. Might as well just do it down forward 1 though. Or back 2-1 as well. So that's 15 frames as well. And that's a good way to get into crouch. So you could do something like this. Or maybe trap them like that. Or maybe if they retaliate. Or, sorry. If it's the end of a round, you could maybe kill them with down 4. Stuff like that. But out of all of them, back 2-1 is actually the most damage. So, yeah, if they are pressing after this and you wanted like a safe-ish move, you could try that first to see if they duck. And if they don't, or if they're pressing, you can get that whole thing. So yeah, I just wanted to add in one more thing about his 10 frames. So 1-1, huge advantage, +7. You got +7 there, right? So 1-1, the only other difference with this one is you can actually do forward 12 here. So you can do a launcher. Now, even if it trades, you actually still get a combo. So as you can see there, you can obviously run up and finish that. So easily you can pick that up into whatever combo you want. So that's pretty good. But yeah, obviously it's just about what the opponent's doing. A lot of people, they will not press on hit, but if they do, you do have these options available. Next thing I want to talk about, so that's from +7, 4-1. He's obviously his main punish. A few things open up from there. So because this is +8, anything that's 17 frames and below is guaranteed now. So that opens up a few options for us. So for example, I don't ever see anyone use this move, and I think it should be used purely just maybe in this situation only. But if not, maybe even a bit more. It's his down forward 3, so it's 17 frames, you get 36 damage off it, and it's safe. Obviously, it only does that on clean hit. But for example, if you do it after 4-1, it's obviously a trap there. And obviously, if it's on counter, you get that too. So anytime you get 4-1, I myself, I've just been doing down forward 1 lately and down 2 after it. But if you wanted a true frame trap and an excuse to use such a sick move, I would say this is pretty good. And yeah, so that's down forward 3. You can also do this as well, like, it's obviously way less reward than the other one, but it is still decent damage. So down 3-4 becomes natural on counter hit. So if you do down 4-3, you could test them with down 3 first, see what they do. If they are pressing, next time you can probably complete it and get the whole thing. So that's it for that. And then if you're at the wall, so obviously down forward 3 and down 3-4 do not actually wall splat. So if you are near the wall and you want to wall splat them, you can do up forward 3, because that's only 17 frames as well. So if you punish something next to the wall, that's pretty good. A couple other things I just want to talk about. So this is obviously on, like when I talk about on hit setups, I mean from punishment. So obviously you're going to be using these moves a lot. It's not like some obscure move like this, for example, where you know it's +3 but it's 26 frames startup or something. You're going to be using these a lot. So other ones from punishment would be his while standing 4 is +6. So same deal. You can do back forward 2, you can do up forward 1, and obviously down forward 1 after it. So that's the same there, but obviously people are probably never going to press after the next one I want to talk about. So while standing 1-2. So that one there is +10. Anyone who has the, what do you call it, the spin animation, no one usually presses after that because obviously they know it's a lot, it's very plus. But if they do, there are a few moves you can use. So what opens up there is down 1. So down 1, really, really good move. It's great in terms of normal hit and counter hit, because you're +7 on normal. Obviously on counter hit you get this. Or you might even get, yeah, that. So that's, like, if we have a look at the damage there, if you get, whoops, that's 40 damage just there, and on top of this, so that's 70 damage pretty much. But yeah, so after the 1-2, down 1 you can get. Down 2 is actually a frame trap because it's 18 frames. So for example, if you do that, can't interrupt it. Even dick jab. So pretty useful there. If you ever get this on hit, that would be a pretty good option because they're within range. It's a frame trap. They can't beat you out. They obviously can low parry it or block it. But yeah, that's what we got the other options for. So, and now like this option as well can be ducked, but I think it's a pretty good time to use this. So this is a good string with Dragunov. It's just getting it in at 19 frames is like a bit slow. So yeah, that would be another time you could use that, and you can hit confirm it as well. So if they're pressing, you just do the 2, and then when you see it, finish it off with the 4. That's 40 damage. So yeah, that's just a few ideas I came up with. If you guys like this video, I can cover other characters. The reason I even made it was because I was versing a couple of people, and they were doing some on-hit setups, and I was like, wow, that's absolute. Like, there's nothing I can do about it there. I have to block it if it's a mid and it's safe. And yeah, it's like valuable to know that kind of information, I think. Just because, like, if the opponent, when the opponent does a punishable move, you know that you've got those frames and you know what you can do with them. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something there, and if you guys liked it, I can make this kind of video in the future. Take it easy for now, guys. Peace.